on social media, it was posted 1988 Survivor Series, your very first WWF, WWE pay-per-view was around Thanksgiving season. So pretty cool. There's a picture of that floated around. And you were saying, Paul, I'm pretty sure 89, that was my last pay-per-view too for WWF. It was the full year, right?
Yeah, and I think it was the actual last show, not just pay-per-view.
That was it. So Survivor Series is a big deal for you.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
It's a big deal. But, in those days, here's the reality. It was another work day. It was just one that you didn't gripe, because in those days, it wasn't guaranteed money. And that building would have been 20,000 people and packed. And it was a good payday, and it would pay for Christmas. So, you worked on Thanksgiving and you were happy, no issues.
I love hearing how you explain it, because the wrestlers have such a great perspective. So different than we as fans, because we're just like, oh, it was so awesome. You were in the ring and it was Demolition. It was Hogan. And you're like, it was a great work day. We got to pay for our kids' Christmas. So it was great. It's so different, the lens of how we look at things. But man, it makes total sense now as fathers, as providers, and when you think about going to work, that was your going to work. And that's what your goal was through all that.
Yeah, we weren't playing wrestler. We were going to work.
Providing.
Earning a living. If you had to be gone, it's nice to have that check looking good at the end when you got paid. Now you can deal with, working on Christmas Day. Shoot, I did double shots on Christmas Day.
And I talked about the WWF Survivor Series pay-per-view, but before that, you were doing Starcades on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, bet. I mean, we worked when everybody else was off. And that's the way, the structure, that's the business model.
Yeah. Well, fans are available and ready to do something. They stuff their bellies full of turkey, and now they want to go out and be entertained.
Check.
Yeah. And that just meant a big, nice payday for you guys. And do you have any memories of those real early Starcade days when you started to work those, and Thanksgiving, what that would look like for you? And I'm sure you've talked about it before, but it's that time of the year. But what that looked like for you in those days, those holidays?
Well, you would have your meal either before or after. We weren't going to miss Thanksgiving. I wouldn't, not at our house. So it may have to be a day or two before or a day or two after. And Erin, as we've discussed on many occasions, is an incredible cook, which she got from her mom. Her mom taught her how to make up some of those turkey and dressing and such, deviled eggs, all that good stuff. And we would just work around it. That's it. Everybody understood it. Everybody was on board. The only thing that sometimes got a little hairy was if you had little kids and it was Christmas morning and you had to rush through that and hurry through that and go to the airport or do something, that got a little testy if you if you forgot what the goal was.
Sure. Oh, and you know what now? That's like the all mainstream sports. If you're playing football, NFL, I mean, obviously NFL's been around a long time doing stuff on Thanksgiving, but now it's NBA, NFL, Christmas, Thanksgiving. It's a full docket of games. So, when you talk about the entertainment business, because let's face it, that's what sports is now. And, just like wrestling, that's what these folks have to do. It's a big ratings boom these times.
Have you noticed that it used to be on Thanksgiving Day, it would be Green Bay and Detroit, and they weren't great franchises at that time. So it wasn't great matchups. Now they got great matchups.
Thank God Detroit
in
finally.
The holidays.
Yeah, for sure.